Hello folks, Scott Grove here. Going to take you through some basic beginner finger picking for acoustic guitar. People will ask me, what do I need to do with my fingernails? The best thing you can do is get rid of them altogether. Okay, so you've got fingernails like this on both hands, thumb, everywhere. Okay, if you have any fingernails, it's simply not going to work unless you are a flamenco style player, which is something that we are not covering, and this is what 99.9% of you will want to be playing anyway. So if you are a flamenco style player, no, that's not the plastic pink bird that sits out in front of your trailer. It's a whole different thing. It's a style of music. Anyway, if that's you, this isn't your lesson, okay? This is just for plain old guitar pickers out there that aren't going to be picking today. Okay, so this is just getting your right hand to actually learn to do basic finger picking stuff like or stuff like okay, so stuff like that. Of course, we'll start off slower and get more into it. So let's just get on down here to the guitar and get this puppy fired up. Okay, so I'm using a wild looking axe today. Anybody ever wants to know, this one is a 1984 Takamine EA360, which they also called the Flying A because Gibson did not allow them to call it a Flying V. So it's just a big full-size acoustic electric guitar, so amazing axe. Okay, so the basics of finger picking. Okay, right now I'm going to actually, since I don't have split screen and all that there fancy stuff, we're just going to go in the, use a D chord right now. Okay. Now what I actually want you to do is I'm going to number all your fingers. Most of you people already know this. Okay, we're not worried about this hand at all. We're just going to stay on a D chord for a good 15 minutes before I ever show you this hand again. I'm just going to zoom in over here in a second. But anyway, you have your thumb, and then you have your first finger, second finger, third finger, and your pinky. Okay, I'm not going to call it your fourth finger. I'm not going to call it your fourth pinky. You've already got three others. No. Okay, again, your thumb, first, second, and third fingers. And eventually your pinky will possibly get in here. Okay, so again, we're just going to grab a D chord, and I want you in the very, very, very beginning to just simply know that we're going to be going with your thumb on the D string, then coming up. Okay, your thumb's always going to stroke down towards the floor, and everything else is going to be coming up at you. Okay, so right now, for all intents and purposes, I'm going to have your thumb on your D string, your first finger right here on your G string. So you're playing a D chord, so it should sound like this. Thumb. Now your first finger on the G string, your second finger on the B string, and finally, if we need to, I'll let you know, but probably your third finger on your high E string. Okay, so just try that for now. Okay, thumb, first, second, third. Again, first, second, third. Faster. Now it will take a while to even get something that simple memorized, not in your head, but in your muscle. People debate whether there is such thing as muscle memory. Of course there is. If your fingers aren't used to, put it this way. So many musicians over the years have played many shows. Have I mentioned many? Totally plastered, blitzed, drunk, fried, stoned, tripping out of their mind, and they don't remember even doing the show. How did they do it without missing a lick? muscle memory. It knew what to do. Okay, so it does exist. Okay, so again. Will we ever pick like that? Possibly. But for now, that's just so you get the feel of the strings underneath your fingers. Okay, the best thing to do, you'll see that I have everything going back at an angle. Okay, thumb is way forward, meaning close to the neck. Everything else goes backwards, just like your hands just, you know, sitting there on a table going. Okay, so play it that way on your guitar too. It needs to be as natural feeling as possible, so do not force your fingers in an impossible situation. Your hand is made this way, so play that way. Just lay it down there just like it's supposed to be. Don't try to get them all on top of each other and hurt yourself. Just put your thumb there where it's supposed to be and everything else goes backwards. It helps if you push down over here too. I'm sitting there. Okay, so as each of mine lift off, you can see the angle going back. So it's just very natural. I do have my wrist planted against my guitar. That will be your saving grace. Okay, let me tell you that right now. Find a place that you like the sound of your guitar. You get more bass the further you play it this way. And it gets more trebly sounding, or back here, which isn't usually great sounding. So find some place that gets your thumb basically over the middle of the sound hole, and then plant your hand there. Why? Because if you have your arm off of it and nothing there, you don't know, your fingers have no point of reference. If this is laid down, then okay, your fingers only reach certain things. So if nothing else moves except for your fingers, you don't want your wrist moving too, because it will float all over the place and basically make this totally impossible to do. So if you are not what is actually called anchored to your guitar in some way, so just think of that as dropping anchor, then the boat, your hand, can't float too far away. It's just okay. Things I'm doing here. Very rarely will you find yourself actually using your third finger or even your pinky, but they will come up later in rare instances, and I'll show you how they actually go. But I just wanted you to feel the third finger grabbing a string. Okay, you'll see here I'm going to be doing, and yes, I'm actually going to come in a little bit, and we're going to do the thumb, okay, thumb middle first, or thumb second first. So get rid of your third finger, so we're only going to be doing the D string, then the B string with your middle finger, then your first finger on the G. Okay, again. Now this will be probably the most used, what is called a roll, R-O-L-L, that you will use. If you need to go slower, then do so. Now, of course, like anything, I always advise people to sit in front of the TV and do something like that, like actually taking your hand, putting it over your strings, so you're not bothering anybody, even yourself. So it just shuts up and you're just hearing clicks. And work on getting it faster, and as you're watching TV, just sit there and keep doing that. And after about 10-15 minutes of that, your muscle memory, well, it will have it memorized. And you'll never have to learn that again. And you'll just become so much better at it as you go. Where would you ever play that quick? Everywhere, trust me. Okay, nowhere did I ever use my pinky or my third finger. When I go to grab the high E string, I personally, as do most people, go ahead and grab it with your middle finger or your second finger. It should look like this. Okay. Okay, so thumb, second finger, first finger, thumb, now your middle finger or your second finger. Okay, see that? Since it's just coming up anyway, just grab it on the first string and the second string, then you can do it all kinds of ways. People will do it this way too, so I'll show you this one. Same thing, thumb. Okay, that one was using your middle finger on the high E, then your first finger on the B string. Okay. Now I'm leaving out the G string altogether. But I'm still using thumb, middle, first finger. Going D string, E string, B string. So here's D, B, G strings. Now the exact same thing, but we're going to leave out the G string. Okay, so you can middle finger, first finger again, back to the thumb. So any combination, whatever feels great to you, use it, okay? But there will be times when you'll use all 4 of our fingers. No, you have 3 fingers and a thumb. Actually, you have the 4th one, but it's just sticking out there in the middle of nowhere. But you're going to grab them all. So 3 of them are pulling up towards you, and your thumb's going down towards your other fingers. Play them all at the exact same time. This is basically what's known as a claw hammer. That's a term generally used in banjo picking, but this is what we're doing, is banjo picking for the most part. Okay? Don't worry about what my left hand is doing, but just know that in order to get all 4 strings, it is not, because they're not all going to ring at once. You need, that is a strum. We're not here to strum. That's 4 strings being played at the same time. No guitar pick can do that. No other method in the entire world can do that, except for this claw hammer. Okay? Okay, that's long and boring enough. Okay, now let's get into some stuff that's actually gonna be a little bit of fun. Okay, keeping with the D chord for another 15 minutes, I need you to bear with me and go. What's that you say? No, I didn't hear you say it. Okay, that is exactly what I told you from the beginning. So your thumb and your middle finger on the B string, first finger on the G string. Okay, again. So you're just alternating your thumb, each time it comes around from the D string to the A string, D string, A string, D string, Okay, now why would I show you that? Because here's what's going to happen. If I pull that away from me and show you what's going on down here, nothing's going on down here yet, but you're going to be wanting to do what everybody does, and that is the lick. A lick is a group of notes together that actually has some melody to it. So okay, and earlier I played. So you have to have your thumb ready to travel to different strings. Okay, so with the get that, and we are going to start traveling. Sounds like good old country music, my favorite. Claw hammer. You can do them all. Sounds like a carnival ride, but there are places where you'll actually want to do that. Okay, so, and that's as far as I'm going to get into that, because it's time to start traveling. Traveling meaning we're going to do some stuff down here now. Okay, now what we're going to do is actually lift off all your fingers except for your ring finger on your fretting hand. Okay, again, I don't know if you're right-handed or left-handed, so your fretting hand. I won't call it your right or left hand. So you have your picking hand and your fretting hand. Okay? And yes, we will have to reconfigure things around. So okay, so your ring finger is going to stay there on the B string at the 3rd fret, which is your D note. Okay, first we need to do just the very beginning, so the D string, thumb, and what we've already been doing. 2nd finger, 1st finger. Now we're going to go take our everything off, like I said, except for 3rd fret on your B string. Okay, with your ring finger. Now you're going to take your middle finger, put it up here on the 3rd fret on the A string. You're still keeping that one finger there. Okay? Now your thumb's going to grab the A string. Still play the same 2 strings with your middle finger doing the B string and your 1st finger doing the G string. But now you don't have a finger on the 2nd fret on the G string anymore. That's okay. Okay? It's just a very, very, very commonly used thing with finger picking, this chord change. Okay, then put that middle finger up there, 3rd fret on the A string, play it with your thumb, same thing with your right hand or your picking hand. Let everything ring. Now your 1st finger back to the 2nd fret on the A string, same thing. So we have, just right back to the 3rd fret with your middle finger. Okay? Then back to your D chord. Slow down. going to travel some more. This is where we have to reconfigure our fretting hand. Okay, it's still going to be the same note, that third fret on the B string, but when we go to reconfigure everything, because we're going to keep walking down from the third fret to the second fret to the first fret, usually that's where we have to reconfigure, and then to open, and then that's where everything has to kind of change. Okay, if you can reach it without changing everything, as most people can once they get, you know, their fingers stretched out good. You can do it without having to reconfigure, but if you need to reconfigure your whole situation here, the thing to do is take your closest finger, which is going to be your pinky, on your on your fretting hand, and put it there. Okay, so you have third fret, A string, second fret. Now put your pinky there as you move your first finger down to the first fret of the A string. Now make sure your first finger doesn't cover up any of your other strings and cause that sound. So you have then A string first fret, A string third fret, second fret. Now pinky here, first finger here. Now open. Then here's what's called a hammer-on. You hit the second fret of your A string with your thumb, and you slam or hammer on, as it's called, from. Okay, watch my thumb over here. You only hit it once, but the force from this finger actually acting like a hammer going from the second fret makes it sound like you just picked it again. If you don't know how to do that already, just work on it. Practice makes perfect. Okay, so you have, okay, my fault. So what we have that for, it just sounds cool right before you come back to the D. Okay, so it's also great if you're just getting ready to go back to the D chord. You're not hitting anything else, just the A string. Okay, then back to the D. Okay, so it's while you are unconfiguring your reconfiguration. Make sense? If I do it really slowly, it will. Here we go. Okay, so I did that. I'm reforming my D chord. Okay, so just know that okay, so it's just a cool way to basically, that's what people do, put it that way. You've heard it a million times, that's how it's accomplished. If you want to walk down to the G chord, and I just did a big thing here where I actually used the big claw thing, and I'm leaving two notes out. I'm leaving my A string and my D string out of this. I'm just hitting my thumb on the low E string, and then I'm just picking up with the claw action thing. Just a big crab, you know. Crabs, somebody get the comb and the little salve. If you don't know what that means, you gotta get out more. Okay, so and then just the first three strings down here with a G in the bass. Okay, so it's just a cool walk down. You've heard it again a million times. Okay. what I did there? Just taking these two fingers from your G chord, bringing them down one string. Still doing the claw thing, grabbing the A string when I go to the, dropping these down, and back up here. Wherever the lowest note is, that's where your thumb goes. Okay. So now to play some stuff that is cooler and is going to have much more effect on you. Yes, I take things slow because those who are out there who need it slower can play right along with me. If you need less time, you can always just skip right ahead. Remember, there is a taskbar right down there, and you can just point and click, and there you are. Okay, now let's do, with that in mind, there's an old song called More Than a Feeling. It's called by Boston. YouTube it. It's really old in the fact that it was around when I was fairly old, so I am just simply old, but it's a great song, and it was played at the intro. Okay, so anyway, if you haven't heard that song before, you're on YouTube now, or you're on my lesson page, just go to YouTube, put in More Than a Feeling, and the band is Boston. If you've lived under a rock and have never heard the song. Okay, so I'm going to use that intro to really accelerate your finger picking right now. Okay, again, very slow. Okay, and it keeps on going, but fast. And it's a slow song, but it's... interjects, or a new term that some of you may not know, which is a pull-off. What the pull-off will be is your D chord, and you're adding your pinky at the 3rd fret of the high E string. Then you actually just pull your finger off, but as you pull it off, you pick it going down. Okay? Split screen, where are you? Okay, so you have to have plenty of arch going on here. So what's happening is your pinky's pulling off, and then it's playing the next note on the 2nd fret of your E string. Okay, so let's watch both hands. Okay, so it is not being played by my finger picking hand. It's being played by my pinky. It's being pulled off. It's not just being taken off it. You're pulling it off. You're picking it. Okay, ergo a pull off. Okay, so what is happening here is the same 3 intro notes. D string, thumb, and B string, middle finger, and your G string with your 1st finger, just like always. Okay. Get those first 3. Just like I told you, we're not going to use the 3rd finger right now on this high E string. We're doing this. Now you're going to put your pinky down on that 3rd fret of that high E string. And you're going to use your middle finger or your 2nd finger, whichever you want to call it, to pick it upward. Then you do the pull off. Okay? this part up. Okay, then you do your pull off. Then you use your first finger on your B string and your G string. Okay, since we are finger picking, let's look at it close. Okay, one more time. Remember that one is just simply a pull off now. From the beginning very slowly. Again. And with the phrasing correctly and up to speed. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. One more. 2, 3, 4. Okay, and of course it does not stop, it keeps ringing. And that's everybody's favorite part, and that's what I taught you before, this walk down thing where you're going to use your thumb. Okay, now this is where everything gets very cool. Again, keep everything anchored. If your world is unraveling right now, it's because that part of your wrist is not anchored on your guitar. I don't care if it leaves smudge marks. Okay, it's what it's. Your body has to come in contact with your instrument. Okay, did that sound right? Okay, if not, the censors will edit it out. Okay. Okay, now what's going to happen is very simple. Okay, you're just using nothing here at all except for your third finger on your fingering hand, over here on your fretting hand, on the 3rd fret of your A string. Now you're going to go thumb on the A, just straight on down. So thumb on the A string, 3rd fret, then your first finger on the D string, pulling up, and then your middle finger or your 2nd finger on the D string pulling up. So just straight down, boom, boom, boom. Then you go back 1 finger, so your middle finger now on the 2nd fret of your A string. So it's just, and just change there and do the same thing. So it's, then I'm going to tune my E, and there it is. You put your reach up, then the finger you're using right now, your ring finger, on the 3rd fret of your A string will end up as the same thing but 1 string up, so up to your E string. So you do then thumb, and don't make all those noises, and tune your low E string. Okay, has to be very fluid, which means it has to flow. Okay, very slowly the whole thing. And there is one more little thing that I'll show you, is this. My bad. You might want to do it this way. Some people like to do it this way. It's about 50-50, just for this reason. Some will want to use your middle finger for the 3rd fret on your A string, then the 1st finger, okay, because it naturally goes to kind of a G shape by doing that. Okay, so you're kind of lined up to already have that finger free and it's up there. So instead of, but whichever is comfortable for you, there's no law here. Okay. Now what happens right here is a filler note, and it's just an open G. Okay. I'm using the other version now. Okay, after that G, which is the 3rd fret on your low E, you just boom, then just grab your middle finger on the G string, plunk it slightly. Why? To keep your fingers rolling. Okay, listen. Okay, I will do it half speed, but you'll hear that note in there now. Slowing down. Okay, so that's how it's played. Check out the tune, and if you need the other chords during the rhythm, it's just G, C, E minor, D. Again, that's G, C, E minor, D, G, C, E minor, D, and that'll get you through it. Okay, but that's basically one of the 2 songs that everybody wants to learn. It's just like people still, 40 or 50 years later, whatever it's been, when they grab an electric guitar, the first thing they want to learn, I don't know how 8-year-old kids that are, you know, just turning 8 here in 2012, still want to do. Why do they want to learn Smoke on the Water as their first song? I don't know, but everybody, when they go to finger picking, they always want to do More Than a Feeling. And that old thing by Kansas, Dust in the Wind. The band's name is Kansas for all you young people, just like the state. Okay, so Dust in the Wind, and that fun stuff. But it's always those 2 or 3. Okay, let's get on to the other one just really quick. Like I said, this is just your basic look into it. Other finger, I'm actually going to skip the other tune. I'll give you just a quickie into it, and then you figure it out, okay? It's just a slightly different picking style. Okay, Dust in the Wind by Kansas. Google it, YouTube it, whatever. Okay, C chord. It's kind of a weird one. Okay, so it's just C chord. You're doing a claw thing, kind of. So you're doing the A string and the B string together. Okay, so both of those same time. A string and B string. Playing nothing but a C chord. Thumb is what you use for the rest of everything else. So those 2 together, A and B strings, which is thumb on the D string, first finger G string, okay, once again, and thumb on the A string. Okay, so claw, A and B strings, and thumb on the D string, okay, thumb and first finger on the D and G string, then your thumb back on the A string. One last time. I'm going to cruise to this. simply ring our middle finger, second finger on the B string, and back to normal picking, and first finger on the G. Okay, in its entirety, those two together on the A and B. Okay, so that's your thumb and middle. Then thumb on the D, first finger on the G, thumb back on the A string, then, okay, where B string and G string. Again, again, and again. That is your phrasing. Okay, that is the way it's played all the way through. Okay, the only thing that changes is your fingering hand, but everything down here never changes for all that. Okay, so again, okay, you can go either way. You can substitute the last note being the G string being pulled up with a thumb going down on the D string. I use both, so you can use both or either or. Okay, here's the with a thumb at the end on the D string. There's the finger or the thumb. Okay, so you have the finger coming up on the G string or the thumb going down on the D string, whichever you like. Listen to the original version, pick whichever you care to do. Okay, it feels good to have the thumb doing the D string. Okay, it just feels really a lot better. It feels that way, whether it's correct or not. It just feels better. And there's the finger again, so you make the call. Okay, the rest of the picking hand version, just so you know that everything is exactly that way. Nothing changes, except for this hand. You're going to pick up, you can do exactly what I showed you, and then you're going to pick up your first finger. Pick up your first finger now. Now put your pinky on the 3rd fret on the B string. Now take your pinky back off and have a full C chord left. Okay, so you have the C. Pick off your first finger, or take it off. Go ahead and make the full C chord, but add that pinky on the 3rd fret. Now take the pinky off. Now we're actually going to what's called an A suspended second, which is looks like an A minor. So, but you take off the first finger, so you just have. Okay, so it's your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the D string, and your ring finger directly below it, so on the 2nd fret of the G. So same thing. Okay, is the first part of that. Okay, so that is exactly the same picking. Exactly, none of it changes. Pinky 3rd fret, again, same place. 3rd fret on the D, I'm sorry, it's a D note. 3rd fret on the B string. Okay, so without it. Now 3rd fret B string. Now 1st fret B string. Okay, so again, 3rd fret, 1st fret. Then you hit the crab on the A string and the B string. Okay. Okay, what you have on that A suspended second thing again is 3rd fret, 1st fret, off with your crab, Okay, you're going to do the crab thing again. 3 fingers, thumb on the A string, then where your fingers are supposed to be. First finger on the G string, second finger on the B string. And you do a C chord, then a D chord. Okay? Okay, now when you go to the C chord, it's that way. When you go to the D chord, you need to take your thumb down to the D string. Okay, so you have C, D, you just moved your thumb down 1 finger, or 1 string. Then back to the C. Okay, so slowly. Okay, then it gets crazier, but that's another just example of me messing up and of just a different pattern for the finger picking. I'll show you right here where we're supposed to be. Again, you've seen the last of the other hand. So it is this. And really slow. Okay, so that is basically how to get into that. So the 2 songs that are most asked for, and everybody always wants to play just the fun part and then not learn the rest of it. So there you go, just the fun parts and not learning the rest of it. But you are learning the techniques, and the thing that you came here for was to learn those 2 songs and just those parts. And everybody loves to do them, and now you can do them too. I'm sure a million other people have taught them, but I got to teach them too. Okay, other finger picking patterns are all going to be, everything is different, but it is the roll that is the most important. Again, back in front of your TV, whatever fingers, whatever strings. Okay, I'm just going low 3 strings, then the next 3 strings, the next 3 strings, the next 3. Just get used to your fingers being able to find them and all, find all the strings, because you're anchored here. If you are not anchored, you will never ever ever get it, period. Okay, you will fail if you don't anchor. Okay, if you keep screwing up, it's because of this. Every time, 100% of the time. There is no way for you to fail if you are anchored here, because your muscles, I mean, it's just your wrist barely moving, but your fingers are doing all of the work. Your wrist is not involved here at all. If you ever get your wrist doing anything other than being planted on your guitar, you're doing it wrong. Plain and simple. No 2 ways about it. So that's the way that is. Work on, because I'm going to wrap this up here in about 10 minutes, work on a lot of the songs. Just work on chords, basically. You've only done what, just a couple chords, the D's and the C's. Just work on your other things and just play things that sound cool. Add in different things. With your C's, you can, like you already know, you can already, no matter what you're doing with your finger picking hand now, you can take off your first finger, add it back, put your pinky on the 3rd fret. You can put your pinky on the 3rd fret on your high E. Then drop that one from your C position, drop it down, grab the 1st fret on your E string. Okay? Again, you can use your pinky on the 3rd fret of everything on a C chord. Or even on the D string. There's always this circular pattern: thumb, middle, 1st finger. Okay, all I'm doing is alternating from these 3 strings, the A, D, and G strings here. Then getting rid of the G string and starting to play with other fingers. I'm still playing that C on the A string, but I'm letting the other 2 fingers float around. You have yet to see me, other than to play a whole D chord, to ever even use my 3rd finger or my ring finger or my pinky. It just doesn't happen that often. You'll use it if you're, see, a lot of crabs. If you got the crabs real bad, then you're going to be using all your fingers to scratch with. Okay, so it's going to be a lot of this. That's in D, here's in C. Again, leaving out the G string, or you can do the G string with the D. Okay, but if you're doing C, remember you can play 3rd fret everywhere. F to F. Again, 3rd fret everywhere. It's a lot of these hammer-ons and pull-offs. Here's pull-off. Pull off again. Pull off again. 3rd fret, pull off. 3rd fret, pull off. 3rd fret, pull off. That make finger picking sound cool, because you are finger picking with both hands. That is picking. Because you're picking with the other hand and with your fingers. Now, finger picking sounds tons different than picking with this. And plus, always remember, you can pick your friends and you can pick your nose, but never pick your friend's nose. Just not a good thing to do. They don't appreciate it. Well, unless they're in traction or something. Okay, so anyway, concentrate just basically on different chords. Yeah, the lesson's winding up. I know it's short but sweet and very easy, but that's what it's about. That's what it's all about. A chords. I'm just going to go through a few quick renditions of the same thing. Keep doing the same stuff here, but you need to know what to do to make everything sound good. A chord. Lift off your ring finger, put it back on, put your pinky on the 3rd fret again. Take it off. Those are some of the quickest things for A. Or if you think about it, this is so cool. That's what a lot of you probably came here for. Here it is real quick. It's your major scale. A chord, play it this way. Put your pinky up to the 5th fret. Okay, claw me for right now. So do your A string for every single note with your thumb. Everything else, pick it with your middle finger for now. 5th fret, high E. 4th fret. Now just, you've got it barred across, so 2nd fret. Now 5th fret on your B string. 3rd fret on your B string. second fret, fourth fret on your G. Okay, you're still doing everything on your thumb here. So fourth fret on your G, second fret on your G, now fourth fret on your D, now second fret on your D. Again, 5 on your E, 4 on your E, 2 on your E, 5 on your B, 3 on your B, 2 on your B, 4 on your G, 2 on your G, 4 on your D, and 2 on your D. So you have this. Hammer on, pull off. Okay, so you got pull offs. Exactly what I showed you from the beginning. I'm just using my thumb on the A string instead. I'm still picking the same 2 fingers on the on the B and G strings. But 3rd fret, pull off, 5th fret. Okay, if I would tune my guitar to help, but those are so many different ways you can go with your fingering hand. So you did it in C, we did it in D, we did it in A, we did it in F, G, there's not many places to go. A couple places here on the 2nd fret, the ones that are open, you can change things and put 2nd fret. So you 2nd fret on the G string, D string, and A string. Again, hammer onto pull-offs. And back to A, B, who cares? It's just the same as A, but go up to 2 frets. C, you already did. D, we did. E. Drop those 2 fingers down together like they're glued and you're good to go. High E string. 2nd fret. Stick to the 2nd fret with your pinky. And you're good to go. F, you already know, same 3rd fret again. Okay, so you've got her covered. So hopefully that helped out a bunch. Gotta go. Yes, I still use digital audio tape, so it's a tape and it runs out after an hour. So hope you had at least something pop up that was of use to you in some way, as far as a quick introduction into finger picking and how that roll thing goes. And again, I'm totally serious about sitting in front of the TV and just going. It will help out more than anything else you could do. Every string, it don't matter, any combination of strings are a little crab action. Okay, so once again, Scott Grove, I hope you got something out of it. I do have an actual finger picking video available for purchase on the website, and you can get there via the link, and it goes more in depth. But here's a little freebie enticer. Somebody asked, hey, can you do it for free? Because why? My mom don't give me no money. It's probably a 47-year-old guy with no job that's asking me for this and pretending he's 12 and his mom don't have money. But whatever, I'll hand it out there. You know, some people are just penny pinchers, and some are fanny pinchers, and some are crabs, and they have pinchers like this. Anyway, so I better go take a pill and quit dreaming about weird crab people. Okay, once again, Scott Grove, enjoy yourself and check out all the free lessons. Got gazillions of them. There's a link right below here. Go get all the free lessons you want, okay? And feel free to purchase any of them that you want to, okay? Hasta la pasta.